So let's start with framework 1, leadership and management. What would you ask yourself?
Do you have, and have you articulated to your organization, a clear destination for the future of your business or organization?
Okay, framework 2, creating a high-capability organization. And what would you ask there?
Given your business strategy, have you defined what core skills your people need to be effective inside your organization?
Framework 3, developing people.
Are you personally setting an example by spending significant amounts of one-on-one time with your people so that they know their development is important to you as a leader and you can help their development?
Framework 4, brand positioning. What should you ask yourself?
Have you taken the time to clearly define what your product or service uniquely delivers to your target market?
Framework 5, customer relationship management.
Are you taking the time as a leader to ensure that your people are truly listening to the needs of your customers in order to shape your strategies to maximize your growth?
Framework 6, financial strategy.
Do people in your organization understand how their actions, day in and day out, large and small, link to the financial success of your organization?
And finally, framework 7, influencing people. What would the key question be to ask on that one?
As you work to influence your important constituencies and audiences, are you taking the time to understand their needs so that you can shape your communication in a way that's most effective?
Well, great. Now, listening to those answers, it sounds like communications obviously is critical.
Communication is an important underlying thread for virtually every capability.
So can you tell me some of the ways that you use communication in your organization?
At Revlon, a critical part of our journey was to set a clear destination for the company. And that destination at Revlon was what we called delivering the promise of beauty to women around the world. Once we'd set that destination, we'd set that strategy, communication with the organization to bring everyone into creating that success was critical. And we started with a series of routine communications that really weren't in place before. We used a weekly letter from me, the CEO, describing our progress in the last week that went out to every one of 6,000 people. We then began to hold a series of weekly meetings where anyone in the company could come and talk to our senior leadership about our progress over the last week and what we were attempting to achieve over the months and year ahead. So a weekly forum that was live with our senior management and held over video conference as well to bring in locations other than at our headquarters. We also began a series of quarterly meetings where the main speakers were not management, but employees in the organization that had created success stories. And by having our people talk about their successes, it became clear that success was possible and created excitement about what could be done inside of our company.
And how does communication play into framework 6, the financial well-being of the company?
I think there are a couple of key areas that a leader can focus on. First is building a model where the leader can explain to his people or her people what actions link and what actions create financial success. At Coca-Cola, we built a model that showed that sales of syrups and concentrates drove our top line, and so therefore driving per capita consumption, how many soft drinks were sold per person per year in each country around the world, drove our revenue, an important part of our financial health. So we built a model that showed how each driver of the business led to financial success. And then we reinforced to our people how their behaviors, whether they were a marketing person, a manufacturing person, a salesperson, or an administrator, could take actions in their area of responsibility that drove the financial results of the corporation.
And I assume you had control systems in place as well.
Our control systems were indeed strong, and by them being strong, our control systems encouraged dialogue and discussion.